guys, it's Ange from Mummy Adds 2. Today we have a full box of makeup from both Kmart and Big W. So a bunch of drugstore products that we're going to swatch, try out. Well, we're not going to try all these out because this is way too much makeup for just one face. If you would like to take a look and see what these products are like, quality wise, as well as whether it's worth you using your coin to spend on, then let's get into the video. The only thing that I didn't actually purchase is an eyebrow pencil, so I'm just going to go offline and go fix that up, and then I'll be back and we'll go through this stuff. So the first two things that I purchased were a couple of primers. The first one was the e.l.f. Luminous Putty Primer Universal Glow, as well as the Oxx Cosmetics Illuminating Primer. Now this is, as far as I'm aware, it is exclusive to Kmart here in Australia. These products are actually extremely reasonably priced. The lipsticks I think cost me maybe about $2, so they're all pretty much under $10 products. Okay, so we have the two primers. The e.l.f. primer, it's the same sort of putty primer as you would purchase anywhere except for it's more illuminating. Ooh. It literally fell off the table. So I'm just going to open both of these up, do a couple of swatches, and then decide which one we're going to use. I like the packaging of the Oxx one. It's really pretty. It's just in that nude matte bottle. It has a little squeezy thing. It has a little squeeze pump, and it's just coming out like this. Let's have a look here on the hand and see what it's like here. Okay, so there is a little bit of a shine on the hand with that one. That feels quite moisturizing and very light on the hand, which is nice. I'm not sure that that would actually blur too much, whereas the putty primer is just your normal putty and more of a thicker consistency, and it actually looks like it's probably more blurring, more luminous on the hand. What we might do is we might use the putty primer across here because I actually have quite significant pores that are on show at the moment, and then we'll use the other primer on the forehead and everywhere else. Let's see how that shows up on the skin. Might zoom you in a little. In my mirror I can see that it is quite luminous, that there is a little bit of a glow to my skin. I'm going to use the Oxx for the rest of the face and see how that one shows up as well. Okay, I think that's actually made the skin look really pretty. It's a little bit tacky both where the Oxx is and where the putty primer is, and we're going to see how that actually performs with our foundations. I have two foundations here. One is actually just a Candid Glow Photo Ready from Revlon. It's in the shade Natural Beige, and then I have the e.l.f. Flawless Satin Foundation, medium coverage, and it is in Buff. So we might go in with the Candid Glow to start with and see how this performs. If it's not as much coverage as I actually want, then I'll also go back in with the e.l.f. over the top and see how it goes as well. Maybe we might do half and half and then fix it up at the end. I might use a brush to start with. This is just a Juvia's Place brush, and I'm going to try the brush with the Revlon Candid Glow. See what kind of coverage this one gives us. That is actually really pretty on the skin. I would say it's more of a light to medium. I'd say more airing on the light side, but it feels very light on the skin. It is, and I don't know if it's the primer that's actually doing it, but it is giving me a really pretty glow. It is covering up, you can see here, the difference here and here. It is covering up my redness and all those, just those little imperfections. I wouldn't say that it's giving me a full coverage by any standards, but definitely a light to medium coverage, and it does feel really nice on the skin. Okay, so let's try the e.l.f. Flawless foundation on the other half. And then I'm just going to mix the two so we are a little bit more, oh, this color might not necessarily be what we want. Let's have a look. The color match isn't too bad. It's not as bad as I thought it might have been, but it is a little bit more yellow for my skin tone. So we're just going to blend that in a little bit down the neck. And I actually think that we need to go in with the sponge with this one. It's actually not sitting so nicely on the nose. Okay, that actually looks really pretty as well. Down in the comments below, which side do you like the best, guys? So this one is the Revlon Candid and this one is the e.l.f. I think they've both got pretty much the same sort of coverage, that medium, light medium coverage. I think that they will be buildable. I am going to go in now and just mix the two so that way the face looks pretty much the same. Okay, so both of them are very buildable. I wouldn't say that you're going to get a completely full coverage foundation out of these, but it is really pretty. It's not building up, it's not looking cakey on the skin, and it's not really defining any of my fine lines and wrinkles because I have both. I don't just have one or the other, they are both there. So I brought the e.l.f. 16-hour Camo Concealer, and I think, what color did I buy this one in? This one is in medium sand. I didn't end up buying any powder. I thought I had, but I haven't, so I'm just going to go in with another affordable. It's not a drugstore brand, but it is the She Glam, so I'll powder down with this one at the end. So we're going to try the e.l.f. Camo Finish Concealer, matte finish, and see how this one performs. I'm just going to go over the eye as well because I do not have an eye primer to try out our eyeshadows for today. That coverage, like look at this to this. Coverage is really quite nice. For me personally, I probably could have went down a shade because I actually do like a more brighter under eye. But for the most part, I'm just having a look here. It's doing its job. Let's add just a little bit more because sleepless nights equal extremely dark under eyes for me. Now, it's stating that it is a high coverage concealer. I'd say that it definitely is. It has definitely concealed what I needed it to there. Bronzers, I don't know. They didn't have much of a selection up there that actually really suited me. So I'm actually just going to go in, do my contouring, my bronzing, and then I'll be back to show us, well, to show you what kind of foundation, what kind of blushes and highlighters I got to finish off the base, and then we'll move on to the eyes. That I have, I've ended up getting the OXX Cosmetics Make Me Blush Blusher. Peony. Oh, it feels really soft. Oh, and quite a lot of pigment in that one too. Really pretty. That's a really pretty color. We then have the e.l.f. Bite Size Duo in Guava, which is both the blush and the highlighter. Oh, that feels really, really nice. And then we'll also have a look at what that highlighter looks like. Okay. So that's the blush, more of a peachy orange blush. I wonder if that's buildable. Oh, definitely buildable. And then the highlighter. Oh, that's pretty. Really nice. We then have also a e.l.f. Putty Blush in Turks and Caicos. And where can we put this one across here? Oh, that's quite pretty too. That's another more peachy orange shade. And then finally we have the Bys Diamond Highlighter in the shade Energy. This looks like it may have a bit of glitter in it, and I'm not a real big fan of glitter highlighters, I've got to be honest. I don't like the way that it leaves, how it sort of sits on the skin. Everyone to their own, obviously. Some people love them. It's just not necessarily my favorite. And I'm just trying to work out how the hell, more plastic on it though. Oh, and it feels amazing. Okay, let's come up here. Oh, that is really pretty. We'll go in with the e.l.f. Putty Blush and then maybe top it with the powder and try the Bys. Maybe. We'll see how we go. Let's see how this... I am going to bring that just up to the temples a little bit because I actually really like that lift that it gives me. It's quite pretty. It's quite subtle, but it's giving me quite a little bit of a glow. I'm just having a look here, making sure that it's not lifting up any of my makeup. Oh, that's really pretty. It is, as I said, it is really subtle, this one, but seems to be quite nice on the skin. Quite a natural blush. I'm just going to put that up there, and then I might actually use my fingers to see if I can get a little more intensity there. See if it's buildable. So let's go in with our fingers and see if we can just intensify that a little bit. Yep, definitely. And blend it out. That's really nice, and that actually does not feel sticky on my skin whatsoever. Some cream blushes can tend to feel a little bit sticky on the skin and don't really set properly, but this feels like it has set beautifully. And that is such a pretty, pretty color. So natural on the skin, and it seems to be quite buildable too. So a winner, absolute winner for me, that blush. Now we're going to just go in and top it off with the e.l.f. blush, and I think it's the guava a little bit, and see what it... Oh yes, that's pretty too. That's a little bit more intense, generally around about the same shade, I would say. It's very close too. So we're just setting our blush with the guava blush here. So pretty. Now I need to work out which highlighter is going to suit this a little better. I actually, looking on my hand, I think let's go in with the e.l.f. to start with. Oh, that's pretty. Pretty, 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 pretty. Come back over that. I'm going to go in with the Bys and just see what that does. Oh, yeah, okay. Look at that. This one is much more intense than the e.l.f. highlighter. That is for sure. So we're going to go down the nose. Really pretty. Actually, this Bys, I think I like it better. Both affordable options. And as I said, you can either pick these up at Kmart or Big W in Australia, and most of these products are available either online or at other drugstores in the States and other cities, well, other countries. So we're going to have a look at the eyeshadow palette. I brought two Oxx Cosmetic palettes, the first one being the nudes and the second Honey. And then I also got a larger palette, which is from BYS and is called Flourish. This one looks like this. We're going to do swatches of these, have a look and see what the formulas are like and what the color stories are before we decide what we actually want to do. The first palette that we're going to have a look at is the nudes from OXX. As I said, I think this probably cost me maybe $5. This one I think was $10, so they're all right. Palette looks like this. This is the color story. Quite a pretty little nude color story. Let's do some swatches of these ones and see what they look like. They feel okay. So this is the first row. So yeah, that one. Oh, that's pretty. Okay. Excellent. Okay, so they feel quite nice. They feel like they've got quite a bit of pigment, except for there's a couple of more transitional shades that's quite light for my skin tone, I think, but ultimately they'd probably be really good blenders. So that looks like a really nice palette. The formula of that doesn't seem too bad for the price, so I'm really interested to see how that's actually going to perform. The metallics are absolutely beautiful. The next one we're going to swatch is our Honey palette. So let's take a look at this. So we're going to go do the same thing. First row, second row, third row. They are 9-pan palettes. And I think we're just going to do it on the hand because it's running out of room. They're pretty. That's cute. Just trying to get my face out of. Quite pretty. Okay. So yeah, I'd say that's a pretty decent honey color story there. Okay, so the final palette that we can choose from is the Flourish BYS palette, which looks like this. The packaging is quite nice. It's just a tin, but it's very pretty. Then our color story, let's take the plastic off here. It looks like it's got a couple of those gel glitters in here. They're definitely not my favorite, so if that's what they are, we will definitely not be using those. But the color story is super pretty. It also comes with 2 little brushes. You get your little double-ended brush here and your old school ones. We're never going to use these. These are shit. Allure. So this is the glitter, and it's definitely that cream gel glitter. I mean, it's pretty on the hand, but no, not my favorite sort of thing at all. Then we have Passion and Spring. So this is Passion. Oh, that's quite pretty. Spring, Rosebud and Flourish. So Rosebud. Oh, hello, you are not playing. Flourish, Romance and Lavender. So I'm going to put Lavender here. That's a matte. And Romance. Look, color story. That is so pretty. Bouquet, so I'm just going to do. Yeah, see, look, I don't like that. They just don't. Ugh. They just look a sticky mess, to be honest. Charmer and Petals. So this one's Charmer and Petals. We then have Blossoms and Florist. Blossoms, oh, that's pretty, and Florist. Okay. So ultimately, just from swatching that palette, the color story is beautiful. Those metallics stunning. The matte's a lot nicer, I think, than what was in the OXX palette. I think we're actually going to use this one. I think we're going to use the BYS palette. If you would like to see the OXX or a dedicated video on OXX cosmetics from Kmart, then let me know down below and I'll do that 100%. We're going to use this palette and we're going to create a look. I'm not really going to go into much of what I'm doing. I'll show you as I go and I'm going to speed through. Okay guys, so that is the eyeshadow done. In regards to what I think of this palette, it's actually pretty decent. For the price, it is amazing. Is it the best eyeshadow palette ever? No. Is it fantastic for the price point? Absolutely. I mean, those shadows blended out beautifully. The pigment in them were great. I did need to spray the shimmers or the metallics to get the intensity that I actually wanted, but really pretty. Okay, so I have a Oxx Gel Pot Eyeliner which I'm going to test out, and I also have 3 mascaras. I'm not sure which one I'm going to use yet. I have 2 of the OXX Cosmetics. One's a limited lash exaggerated volume, and the other one is a maximize intense length, volume, length and definition. Then I also have one from Rimmel London, which is a supercharged volume. I think I might leave this one for another testing video, so I'll put that one to the side, and we will go in with the gel pot and then make a decision about what mascara we're going to use for today's look. So this is what the pot is. It's just a black. Make sure that it's decent. Yep, and I will get a brush and we will do just a quick basic line. So that's the eyeliner done. The pot's okay. It does look quite nice. It did take me a little bit, but I don't mind it. It's okay. Would I use this one again? I'll use it again. I'll make sure that I use it up a little bit more, but there are better pots that you can use, that's for sure. However, I do like the black of this. I think we might go the exaggerated extreme volume mascara. We probably will end up putting on a pair of lashes anyway, but we just want to try this out and see if it's any good. So this is what the packaging looks like. There we go. And what does our brush? Okay, our brush looks pretty good. So we're going to do our mascara and see what this is like. That brush feels really good. You can feel it actually getting into all of those hairs and brushing through. So I actually really like that. And it does seem to, on the first coat, definitely be giving me length. It's quite black, which is nice. It's giving me length. It's not clumping my eyelashes together. So I'm going to give them probably another coat and see what that's like, and then see what it's like on the bottom lashes as well. Alright guys, so this is the final eye look. I'm alright. I ended up putting on a pair of the Ardell Wispies lashes, and yeah, they're beautiful. You can get them at any Kmart, Big W, drugstore, chemists, anywhere basically, and they're just a beautiful lash with a very thin band, which I actually really like. In regards, where did I put it? Where is the mascara? In regards to the mascara, this isn't too bad. It definitely gave me length. It didn't give me a whole lot of volume, but it gave me length. My lashes aren't overly crunchy. The tester will be whether it actually starts flaking down. It does look quite pretty on the lower lashes. I'll come in so you can have a look. So it is quite pretty. That's the final eye look. That Bys palette is it the best palette I've ever used? Hell no. Is it great for the price point? Will I use it again? Yes, I will. I actually really enjoyed that color story. So it's more of those pastel, neutral looking colors. And yeah, I think it goes pretty well with what I'm wearing today. So I'm happy with those products. In regards to lip products, I have quite a few. I've put a few away. We'll do another one because, as I said, another video. I have so many products here that I haven't tried out yet. So we're going to look at mainly the Oxx Cosmetics lipsticks that I've purchased, as well as a couple of Miko Beauty. I did just line my lips with an absolute clear lip liner in an Oxx Invisible lip shaper, basically. Majority of swatches I'm just going to do on my hand for you so we can see what they look like. We'll try out one of each of these anyway to see what the formula's like, whether it sits pretty, you know, making sure that they're pretty reasonable for the price point. The first set of lipsticks that I do have are all of these ones here. These are the Oxx Cosmetics in the matte. So we're going to just do a bit of a swatch and decide which one we're going to put on. So the first one is called Angel, and it is more of a pretty nude peachy color. Let's have a look how this one swatches on the hand. So that's it there. Seems to be quite a nice formula, quite pretty, quite not so thick, so hopefully it's not drying on the lips. The next one is Sultry, really mauvey pink. So this is this one here. It's called Taupe. Give it a bit of a swatch. This one seems to be a little bit more sheerer. I actually don't feel... Is this one matte? No, this one's a luster. Okay. I was going to say this one's not actually, didn't feel matte on my hand. So it's a luster and the other two are both mattes. Then in another luster we have Flame, which is a very deep red, or not deep red, a very orangey red. And then finally we have another matte in Envy, which is a pink nude. And we're going to just swatch this one right across here. We will try, we might try on the matte Sultry. I'm not trying too many lipsticks out today because I actually do have a cut right on the corner of my lip. So I don't want to aggravate it too much by wiping them on and off or through lesson. There's a teacher coming out of me. I don't want to wipe them on and off all throughout the video because I have a number of other videos I need to film today. Okay, so let's have a look at what this one looks like. Okay, so that color's really pretty. I do really like that color. Remembering these were only about $2 each. These were really, really inexpensive for a lipstick. Yeah, I actually do like that. That's quite pretty. It doesn't feel... It is starting to dry down on my lips a little bit, but it's not feeling too uncomfortable at this point. But I do actually really like that color. That color is so pretty. I can work with that one. That's cute. That's cute. Let's try one of the lusters of those ones as well, I think. I'm just going to wipe this off and I'll be back. Okay, so let's try one of those lusters. Let's try on... What was this one? I think it was Taupe. So you can see I'm already bleeding. I'm not sore. And that feels quite nice on the lips. That actually feels really quite light. The colour payoff needs to be built up a little bit, but no, that's actually really pretty. I like that too. The next two that I got from OXX Beauty is the OXX Bloom Satin Lipstick. So these are supposed to be long lasting as well. So this is what they look like. This one is in Savannah and Alava, I think. Okay, so it's definitely more of a sheen lipstick. Feels quite soft and buttery on the hands. And then Alava. Oh, I just broke that. No. So that's those two there. These ones on. They actually feel really nice on the lips. But they have got a bit of a... They're not so... They're not... You need to build up the colour with these. And finally we have the Miko Crayons. One's in... Where are our shades? Now that I've gotten rid of them, I don't have the shades. So that's great. Anyway, let's have a look. Let's do our swatches here. So that's our first one, a bit of a nudie pink, peachy colour, and then more pinky peach. Yeah, that's quite nice too, so let's try them. They actually feel really nice on the lips. And they're going on just like lipstick, so, you know, it's not a lot of effort, a lot of work. Okay. They've got kind of like a peachy smell to it. I don't know. Okay, so these are the lipsticks that we have. I'm just going to go decide which one we're going to put on, finish this look, and then we'll come back and discuss some of these products that we've used. I've got one more thing to finish off with. Okay guys, so pretty much I just used the Sultry lipstick and came in the center with the Angel quite pretty. I actually do like these. These are really nice. Price point, perfect. Okay, so the last thing that we actually have is the Oxx Cosmetics Illuminating Setting Spray. It's in the same sort of packaging that our primer was in. So we're going to get into this and see what this does. Hopefully it doesn't leave a glitter on our face, but it gives us a nice sheen and keeps our makeup in place for the day, because I have a lot more filming to get done today. Okay, so this is the product here. Let's see what the spray mist is like. Oh, okay. It smells not too bad. Let's go. And bounce it in, because I do not want my creases, wrinkles settling into place. So we're going to just bounce that in at the moment. I would say that has definitely settled everything down and given my skin just a beautiful glow. That is actually really pretty. That's going to be perfect if it doesn't break down my makeup. I find that some setting sprays can most definitely, maybe I was supposed to shake it. I can find that some setting sprays can definitely break down my makeup depending on what I'm wearing. So fingers crossed, I'll leave it in the description bar whether this kept my makeup in place and didn't break it down. Beautiful. Okay. Final impressions from my haul from Kmart and Big W. As I said, there are still plenty of products that I haven't even put in front of you to show you. If you want to see those, then please comment down below. I hope you enjoyed this video. I enjoyed having you here, and I look forward to seeing you next time. Much love. Bye.